Today I am going to start a new chapter. That is chapter 1. The name of the chapter is Sources of Food. Now, in this chapter, some of the points are given. The first point is food and health. You can see in your book, food and health. Before defining food and health, first let's see why we need food. Because we need to do different types of activities every day. Our body feels weary and teary. We feel feeble, tired. So we need to energize it. We need to give them strength so that we can perform our activities furthermore. So that is why we need food. What is food? Food are those nutritious things which we take to get energy, to make us healthy and strong. Again, in making the food to give us healthy, we need some ingredients. Ingredients are those materials which is given to which is combined or mixed or added so that it can make more nutritious to give us the required energy, the required supplement for our health, to grow our body, to repair our cells, etc. Now, from where we get food? From where we get food is called the sources of food. In this universe, as far as we know, we get only from two sources, that is plants and animals. We know plants are the primary, plants are autotrophics. They can, or called as producer, they can make their own food from the energy they get from the outer source like sunlight and other forms. They use this energy for itself, and the remaining energy they store in different parts of the plants. The different parts of the plants from which we can benefit for our health in the form of food are called the edible parts. Some of the edible parts of the plants are seeds, leaves, roots, stems, flowers, etc. For example, groundnuts, then we have peas, then we have cardamoms, and all are fall in the seeds. Then wheat, rice, dal, all is in the form of seeds. Next is leaves like lettuce, spinach are the examples of leaves. Then roots, we have potatoes. Then we have beetroots are the example. Then stems, we have sugar canes. Then we have what we call it is in the examples are in your books. Then flowers like cabbage, broccoli, etc. Again, from the animals we derive our foods in three forms. Number one is in the form of meat. We take it directly in the form of meat by cutting the animals or chickens or any others. Next, From these animals we find eggs in the form of poultry. We rear, we domesticate those chickens, birds and all in the home for food. That is called poultry products. Then again we lactate, we take out the milk from the cow. Then from there we make other different types of items like ghee, cheese, paneer, butter and all those. They are falls in the category or known as dairy products. Again, apart from all this, we need to take the food. That is food habits of animals. All the animals do not take the same food. Some animals like to eat the flesh, some like to eat the what they call grasses, leaves and all. Some animals never eat grasses and all those things. And some animals like both grasses and animals, they live on that. We need to depend on either in the plants or animals or in different other things. And our habit of eating. So animals food habits we categorize into herbivorous, omnivorous, carnivorous, scavenger and parasite. That is in the 5 form. Let's see what is herbivorous. Those animals, they eat leaves, grass, etc. But they do not depend on other animal fleshy things. They are called herbivorous. Next comes the carnivorous. There are some animals which do not eat leaves and plants, all these things, but they directly prey on big animals. They wanted to eat the flesh. They are called carnivorous. Next is there are also some animals in this world which depend on both animals as well as plants. Like we eat animals also in the form of meat, poultry, dairy and all those things. Again we depend on plants also. Wheat, rice, cabbage, cauliflower and the vegetables and the fruits, we depend on that. So we are called omnivorous. And again there are some animals which try to prey on those remains bodies. Say carnivorous has eaten out the good flesh things, they left out, the dead decayed bodies are there. So there are also different types of animals which go on dead animals, that's smelly animals, dead body animals. They tear out, they eat out the remaining parts. And they are also known as sometimes decomposer. They finish out everything, the remainings, the residues and all, they do not. Then what happened? That acts as a humus or minerals from where new plants can sprout out and gives to a producers. Again, there are also some animals called parasites, like leech, earthworm, mosquitoes and all. They are living animals. Again, these living animals trap or live on other living animals as a host to suck out, to squeeze out some nutrients from that living animals in the form of their food. Now, next we will go to some food chains. We will go to the food chains. It is a series of arrangement. It is a series of arrangement of living things in a community which they depends on one another for their survival or for their foods to survive. They are, number one is producer, number two is primary consumer, number is secondary consumer, number four is tertiary consumer, and number five is decomposer. Again, the system on or the interactions which we depend on one another, all the living creatures on this earth for our food are called food chain. So in this food chain also there is a systematic. The first one is called a producer. Means like the plants which produces of its own food from the sunlights or oxygens and other moisture from the atmosphere, and they get energy. Then the remaining energy we take as a edible part of the plants. Now these producer plants like grasses and all, it is being taken by primary consumers. The primary consumers are like sheep, goat, cow, buffalo, giraffe and all those things. They are mostly herbivores. They take all the producers, they eat the producers, and these primary consumers again they are being eaten by secondary consumers like tigers, fox, hyenas, lions and so on. Those are carnivorous. Again, to them also again tertiaries, which can eat both all these primary secondaries. Again next comes the tertiary modes are the scavengers. Next comes the decomposers like microorganisms and all those things. What they do? They decompose those remain materials. That means decomposition means mix up with the mud or the earth. Then there will be no residues. The residue which is being buried, some of the residues which is being buried under the soil by the influence of rain, water or sunlight, it acts as a humus, and from there, due to atmospheric influence, what happens from there by wind, air or water through pollinations, what happens? New seeds sprouts up. It acts as the germinations and new seeds are sprout out. From there again new plants are grown up and again they act as a producer. In this way it goes on as a cyclic process. I hope you have understand this chapter. The remaining question and answers of this chapter I will be sending you in the mail. Thank you.
Stay home, stay safe.
Do it for self.
Do it for your family. Do it for India.
Let's break the chain of COVID-19.
हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद। हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद।
हम होंगे कामयाब, जय हिंद।